I think this is an argument that the show is continually presenting both sides for. Always, it's asking you, the audience, to question what power means, what it is to have it, what it is to keep it, and how is it best exercised.
It's when his son steps forward and throws himself in with his father. That's really the place where Tyrion's counseling, don't destroy the entire future of this house because of the father's decision. And she decides that she can't let him go. It's that really, I think, starts to make Tyrion maybe a little bit uneasy.
Tyrion is most definitely genuinely concerned for Daenerys. From then on, she's questioning my loyalty to her. And I think Tyrion is questioning his own loyalty to her.
I am her hand, not her head. I can't make her decisions for her.
That's what I used to tell myself about her father.
Who's that for?
Jon Snow.
What's it say?
Nothing good.
The letter from Bran says the army that's marching now, and there's no more time. The clock is ticking. So that forces Dany into a decision and Jon into a decision of, what do we do now? We can't sit on this island anymore. Like, the other war is starting, whether we want it to or not.
Like many of these situations on the show, the one who figures it out is Tyrion, you know, which is the only way you're going to prove it to people is to show it to people.
Very often on Thrones, one of the best things is the sets we have around us. And in the Dragon Pit scene, the atmosphere there was just so incredible.
Italica is a phenomenal location. It's not often you would ever get permission to shoot somewhere, you know, where the Romans built and that still has Roman concrete. It's unbelievable. Just as somewhere that you might go as a tourist, it's something that you ought to see when you're in that part of the world, let alone as a film crew, be able to go there and shoot. It was such an enormous honor and something that I'm still quite shocked we were given permission to do. I know for Team Podeswa, it was very difficult to shoot.
This is one of the more complex scenes I've ever been asked to shoot. You have almost the entire cast of the show in one place for a very long sequence with very important and very specific beats to capture. You have, like, Cersei seeing Tyrion for the first time in a long time, her mortal enemy. That's a moment. The first time Euron sees Theon, and, you know, what's that moment? So do that times 500. And that's kind of what this scene is. You know, you've got a dragon coming. Many people have never seen a dragon before.
Of course, Dany arrives on a dragon. And she tries desperately to not be impressed by that arrival. And everyone else, obviously, as you would, is standing up in awe of this. And then, you know, in walks this young beauty of a queen, and she's immediately beyond frustrated on many levels. And then all she gets from Dany is apologies.
We've been here for some time.
My apologies.
And that then drives her in the scene. She can't bear it. It's this quiet, subtle battle of the death stares, really, between the two of us. It's, yeah, it gets kind of intense. And then you have the moment with the White where Daenerys has seen it and she's aware of it and it's frightening, but she is just watching Cersei. Like, she just needs to know that this has affected her so that she can know that we can lay all our cards on the table and believe that when she says that she will have a truce, she means it.
After they see the dead men in the dragon pit, Jaime realizes that all of these crazy tales that people have been telling, including his own brother, are true, and that there is a war coming that's threatening everyone. It doesn't matter what side you're on. And he takes Cersei at her word when she says that the Lannisters will fight alongside the North and Dany against this threat. And I think a part of Jaime is even happy to do so. He's always been tagged with the moniker of Kingslayer and a traitor, and he finally gets to be on the right side. And then Cersei takes that away from him.
The Starks and Targaryens have united against us, and you want to fight alongside them. Are you a traitor?
I made a promise.
Jaime leaves, and she never, ever thought that would happen. She sees it as a total betrayal.
I just think we leave Cersei ready to roll into season 8, where I just think she's gone.
We don't know what the repercussions of this are going to be, but we know something big is going to happen next season.
Last season, we had a pretty triumphant ending with Dany finally sailing west towards Westeros with her fleet. But this one is definitely much more horrific, and so much the pressure falls into the laps of our VFX geniuses.
Of course, whatever we can shoot, we did shoot. We have the Night King on a motion base on the back of Visceron. We had a piece of wall fabricated by the special effects and art department teams that we blasted it with a flamethrower that was mounted on a 3D motion control cable cam rig. We shot elements of whites on green screen that will be the basis of the White Army traveling across. We shot tons of plates in Iceland at an environment that replicates the just north of the wall at Eastwatch look. So all of that will come together, and a lot of it is virtual.
For the Ice Dragon, we looked back at the models that we created when Tyrion visited the two sick dragons, because we'd gone down a long road of what do the emaciated, starving dragons look like. And they're sick, and they're holding their heads in a different way, and their ribs are poking through the skin. So we started with the season 7 Viserion model and sort of combined it with the season 6 sick Viserion model. And then we did a lot of research on, ice buildup on cars and buses, basically. Where does the snow and the ice build up? And then we transferred that to the dragon because he's obviously flying always in the snowy, icy environment. The hardest, I suppose, would be the collapse of the ice wall. It's so digital, and it has so much particle sim work to do, which must be exactly right, or the whole sequence fails.
This sequence is a real testament of just the dedication and commitment of that whole team of people working around the world to make something that's impossible and unreal seem so real and so present.
We write, and then the wall comes tumbling down, and it's really easy to type those words, but it's really hard for them to make it look good.
Couldn't think of what would be a greater season finale than the wall falling and the Army of the Dead marching on the living. Since season 1, one of the tropes of the show has always been the wall can hold off the Army of the Dead. So the wall breaking, how could you ever top that?
As a season closer, it's phenomenal. It's like the whole paradigm shift. Okay, the wall is not going to protect you. The enemy is coming. Winter is here. It's snowing in King's Landing. It's like, all right, fur is going to fly. Something's going to happen.
Watching it take shape and come together and seeing how much fun the actors had with it, that's what really thrills me about it. And the characters are going to a place that they never have before. They're facing the conflicts they know will decide their fates, and it's all getting real.